join me here on this conversation. This is streamed live now on our YouTube channel, and it will remain as a interview, as a sort of informative interview for everyone that watches subsequently. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the conversation and basically just tell us about who you guys are and what your project is, the Fan Controlled Football League.
Well, I'm Ray Austin. A little bit of background real quick. I'm a former Chicago Bear, New York Jets, played 5 years in the NFL. Will be reigning as the commissioner of this awesome idea that we have, the Fan Controlled Football League. It's something my partner and CEO, Sohrob Farudi, founded as well, but this is something we came up with. We've been working on this for 3 years. It's been an incredible journey, and we just want to bring something awesome to. It's finally time for fans to have some type of control, some type of say for the organization. So that's
use this now, YouTube.
Oh, there we go.
Can you hear us through the YouTube thing now?
I think so. I plugged in on my headphones, so
yeah, I think it says
I don't think so. I'll leave the voice call here.
Okay.
So for some reason the audio is not working through YouTube. So then when we say football, we mean here American football, because I'm sitting here in London, the home of football in some respects. It's the soccer, right, as you call it. So is this American football we're talking about?
Yes, this is American football. Very, very similar to the NFL. Actually, I played in the NFL, so
can you guys hear me?
We're adapting the same sport.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yeah. So we're talking about American football.
Yes. American football. Again, I've played 5 years in the NFL. The exact same sport. Bringing it into an indoor football stadium. But yes, it is American football.
Awesome. And so how did you guys come about with this idea?
It's been something in the making for 4 or 5 years. Actually, Ray and I met each other through mutual friends. I'm a big sports fan, football fan in general. Always wanted to call plays and pick players and manage a team. Ray was actually working on an app, plays in real time for real football games. We got introduced probably, I think, over 3 years ago now, and just kind of hit it off both with this idea to create a real life video game. At the end of the day, we want to put fans as close to traditional sports and manage a video game. That's our ultimate goal. So we kind of share that vision. We've got some other co-founders to set in their careers in technology, and we've had some success. Obviously, Ray's had success on the football field and off the football field as well as an actor. Been an entrepreneur for 15, 20 years now, and had a couple successful exits and disrupt sports. We think, with the growth in esports and gaming, fantasy sports obviously really is big now. The traditional sports leagues are, in my mind, falling behind from technology standpoint, and I think now want a lean in and a lean forward experience. They want to participate, they want to be active, they want to be involved. We're taking that to the next level. We're basically saying, you know what, let's take a massive leap forward and let's create a real life league with real professional players. Ray's going to help find these guys, and we're going to bring great into this league. Let's bring great players into this league, and let's let fans run it. Let's let fans be the coaches. Let's let fans be the offensive coordinators. Let's let fans make the decisions to lead these teams to a championship and really create something truly interactive.
Amazing. And so tell us a little bit about the team team that's behind this amazing venture.
I'm the CEO, co-founder and CEO. Ray's, as you mentioned, commissioner and kind of in charge of the football side of this. Other co-founders that have been successful in kind of the mobile space, Grant Cohen and Patrick Keys. And then we've got a really great group of investors and advisors. So for the last couple of years, we've put together a who's who in sports. So we've got the former chief operating officer of the San Francisco 49ers, former head of mobile of the NFL, a guy by the name of Manish Jha. We have a guy by the name of Matt Wolf, who was at Sega for a long time on the video game side, and then is now leading esports and strategic ventures for Coca-Cola. And the former chief marketing officer of FanDuel. So again, kind of combining the worlds of sports and entertainment and gaming. We've tried to do that as we built the team up as well. One of our advisors, Steve Adler, worked at the NFL on their digital side. He joining us as our CTO. And again, what's great about what we're doing? This is a big idea, right? I mean, it's something that is I think a lot of people look at it and ask that off. Well, we actually already did it. So we actually bought a team in the Indoor Football League. And we let fans run that team. So we've already kind of checked the boxes. We let fans hire the coach. We let fans pick the players. And fans for 16 games this year from February to June. Here's the team, the Salt Lake Screaming Eagles. Fans called all the plays for this team in the Indoor Football League. Our fan-controlled team had number 3 offense. We had the Rookie of the Year. Quarterback chosen by the fans, that was Rookie of the Year. And so we're just building off of that success. We improved the technology, we improved engagement. UK, we had fans from the UK, we had fans from Australia, we had fans from Germany, we had fans from Asia, we had fans from everywhere. Our games were broadcast on Twitch. We did our play calling in the Twitch chat. So again, bringing kind of video games to life, where Twitch is the home of gaming. We were broadcasting our games on Twitch and integrated that play calling experience. And new league, we're going to own the league and control the league. 8 teams are going to be in this league, and we're going to be leveraging the technology that we use in our proof of concept with the Screaming Eagles to build the fan-controlled football league.
And so then, in terms of the target audience that you're looking to reach out to, it's the fans of football, basically, right?
Fans of football. I mean, and that's what makes it so great. If you think about a organization, there's so many different levels of people that you need, from marketing, scouting, to general managers, to even strategically coaches and come and play. So this is a place now with the cryptocurrency community. A lot of people can come and build an organization that's totally interactive.
The way we look at this is the democratization of sports, right? So we're starting with American football because that's our love, that's our passion. We're building is a platform of interactive sports, right? We believe that this applies to sport where fans can have a say and get involved. We're integrating the blockchain in the voting process because we want to provide transparency to vote. Because look, these are, like I said, these are professional coaches, these are professional players. Their careers in the hands of fans. So we want to make sure that they know that we're taking these votes seriously. Fans need to know they can trust the process when they make these votes. Why we're incorporating blockchain. As far as what we're doing with our token offering, token that we're offering right now, which is actually the first token offering on Indiegogo, ICO.indiegogo.com.
Yes.
You can check that out. And token is going to be the power and the digital currency. So most people in a video game are used to earning gold or earning tokens or gems. Game, or as you play that game, that's what this is. We are creating a real-life video game, that concept. And so now the more tokens that you have in our ecosystem, you're going to have, the more access you'll have, the more opportunities you'll have for unique experiences with the players and, one-on-one live streams behind the scenes. And so really the tokenization of the league becomes a really interesting kind of gamification process that truly links to the digital environment and gaming, and that's the way that we're building those worlds and putting them together.
Okay, so talk to me a little bit more about the system. How is this going to work? Let's say I'm a fan and I want to interact with your system. How is it going to work from this kind of inception point of interaction down to kind of that aha? I've tokens, or I've achieved what I'm looking to achieve as a fan.
So I would say if you're familiar with kind of mobile games, I mean Madden is the big one, but I think any mobile game in general, similar controls. The idea is you're going to be going taking polls and consuming content. So because there's game day, so game day is the easy interaction, right? Game day, you get to call mobile play, you get to call plays in real time via your phone, or via your computer or the app. Served up plays, and you get to choose those plays, and then the voting power will be taken into account during the voting process. The most votes, that's the play that's going to be run on the field, right? So as a fan, four play options, and the one that you chose is the one that gets run on the field. That's on your profile, and the right play. Build up your stats. That's how you earn tokens. That's how you kind of earn status in the league. We're gonna have, rather than having, we're gonna have player leaderboards too. So the guys on the field, we're gonna keep their stats. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep fan stats, right? So there's gonna be a fan leaderboard. So we're gonna know the fans that have the most passing yards and the most rushing yards, the most touchdowns, and so there will be prizes and rewards and tokens for those fans that are participating and calling good plays and in the game. And then there's going to be ways to help. We have something. Ray was a very big part of this. We call it the virtual front office. And the virtual front office, something we did with our past team, the Screaming Eagles, get a chance to, just like we're doing now, we have live video calls with our players, our front office staff, our coaching staff, Ray, Scout. We teach fans how to break down game film. Fans go out and find players and bring them back into the virtual front office. Staff will evaluate those players. If we like them, we'll come on. And we had a couple guys on our roster in Salt Lake, randomly found on YouTube. They brought them to us, and we were like, hey, yeah, let's go get that guy. We want him to play for our team. So this becomes a global army of fans that are all working towards supporting their team and actually what they do. Today, as a fan, we can root off and yell at the TV, we can throw stuff for us in pro sports. Right now, the opportunity is to give fans put in their emotion and their time and actually have it matter and have an impact on the team.
And that's a great point too. It's the time and the energy that you put. The more time and energy you put in, the more, and that's what we want.
Exactly.
We met with our fans all around the country weekly on calls,
all around the world,
and their response or their comments about football. You're dealing with a different. Fans aren't sitting back and just rah understand the game now, and so we want their input, and a lot of times that community to learn, and so that's what we want to do. We want the fans. In sports, it's hard to get sporting jobs. Those jobs are already taken up by so many people, and this is that GM or that coach and learn from those people that have been in that background for a while.
So it's literally like everyone has a vested interest in their team winning practically, and it's just like a self-fulfilling prophecy, which I love the idea of. This is a great example where tokenization in a business and involving blockchain and rewards, and really, like, I mean, in many respects, life is a game. And why not get rewarded for the good game that we're all playing? So my next section of questions was around, but you guys already cover that, because it's very clear that this is like super innovative thing. I personally worked on a couple of services, designing services where, you know, fans get all information breakdown of everything that's happening for soccer, you know, similar type of thing, in terms of who scored what goal, how many shots were taken, all this kind of breakdown. And then based on that, this particular system that I worked on designing was around kind of informing the betting decisions. But in many respects, you are, as a fan, you are making betting decisions here, as like who should play and so on, who should be swapped out.
Absolutely.
So
one of incredible experience. There was a former All-Pro NFL player that wanted to, that was out of the NFL because of some domestic situations, but he reached out to us, and as a group, we were 50-50, like what we do here. And then, so we did what we wanted to do. We wanted to stay authentic to the brand, so we gave that to the fans, and it came all the way down to 49%, 51% that the fans did not want the player to play for our team. That is an executive decision that's made in professional sports. When a player has a situation off the field, you have every organization making those decisions, and we allow.
They never asked the fans.
They never asked the fans. We allowed that to happen, and they made their decision. We supplied, and unfortunately, he didn't get on our team. But how much the power of the fan really, how many people really care about the teams that they support.
That's incredible, actually, and you know, I just sort of contemplating on how much more fair that actually is to one participate and know been made and kind of why they've been made, and that can be looked back historically as a record of, you know, what happened and kept nicely as a so in terms of, so I'll skip the innovation bit because it's very clear what's so innovative here is the fact there's so much going on. So I'll go to the product bit. What is the main product here? How are the fans going to interact with your system? You know, just talk about the exact product.
Sure. There's two ways. So we haven't announced it yet, but we're gonna be partnering with a major streaming provider, somebody that's got a built-in community of millions, tens of millions of people using their system, and we're going to be integrating a lot of functionality is going to be integrated into that platform. So there's two ways to interact. One is going to be our app. So we're going to have a mobile app, be the heart of the league, right? So that's where basically all the content, all the information, everything's going to live off of game days. The heartbeat and the pulse and everything that's going to happen is going to be on platform with our streaming provider. Create a really immersive and interactive experience for fans. So during game day, like for example, we've just been talking about the interactive piece, and getting involved in voting on personnel. We want to also incorporate the immersive piece. So we're going to do helmet cameras and mics on the guys. We're going to, even for the Screaming Eagles, we had 2 drones flying around capturing, which different type of perspective to what normally you will watch in a football game. We're going to have a chip in the ball. We're going to have the guys with sensors and wearables on them. So the idea is to create a data standpoint to really give visuals to fans, more like in a video game, right? You see those meters of the guys and whether or not they're tired and fatigued and have left. So those are the types of things that we think technology is there. Nobody's doing it. So let's, again, as we make this a community.
Make this a community for innovation for sporting technology.
Yeah. We want to see what we're doing. And we offer this out to everybody we talk to. We want this to be the home of sports tech, right? So if there are startups out there, are innovators out there that have something that they want to see, something that they want to try, let's implement it. Let's test it in our league. We're going to have fans that are hungry for innovation. A league that really kind of pushes the envelope and try things. We know some of it's not going to work, right? That's innovation, and so we want to be known for a league that really takes chances and tries new technology, and hopefully then testing ground, and then some of that stuff will move up to the big leagues, because we're not trying to replace the NFL, right? We're not trying to replace. We think there's plenty of football passion out there that you can be fans of both leagues, but we want to be cutting edge. We want to be pushing below, and we want to see. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, raise a bear. We want to see our teams implement some of the stuff that we're building, and at the end of the day, that would be fantastic. And other sports, we think, American baseball, this works really well. We think cricket, this works really well. Fans call in-game strategy during a game. Soccer, the real football, a little tougher for fans to participate in during the game because it's such a sport. Maybe you can allow them to decide free kicks and things like that, penalty kicks. And so I think there are ways to get fans even in the game of soccer from a strategic standpoint, but I think that's more about probably setting up the strategy and picking the players that make the team rather than in the game itself when it's live. But I think for us, that's really what it's about on the product side is experience and an interactive experience, and those are going to be based with our streaming partner.
Wow. So this is like you guys are taking it there. You're really taking it there. So, I've heard a lot of talks about this kind of stuff over the last bunch of years, but it tends to annoy me is that like when people go out there and they just talk about it, and it's like, are you actually, that's a great idea, put it in practice, I want to see it actually happen, right? Because there's this tendency to just kind of fantasize about future, and it's like, make your fantasy reality. Actually, it's what I state as into your dream, right? Wait into your dream.
Yes.
And so,
and what makes this so awesome? What makes it so awesome, though, is that this is not about the sport. Is not truly about the actual players. It's about everything around it.
Yeah.
The football is the football, but the experience, all the things that's just wrapped around it, and that's what's so cool about this.
Yeah. And I think also, Jason, a big key here is timing, right? I think in life and everything, it's about timing. We tried to do this 5 years ago, where it wouldn't have worked. I think the timing is perfect. Technology is there. Right now, nobody questions can do it because the technology is there to enable everything that we want to do. Right, and so that's what we tried to prove with the Screaming Eagles, is that we could bring these worlds together. We could kind of bring esports and gaming and live action sports and put them together. And I think that's the big opportunity. It's going to come down to execution. We're not going to fail because of technology. Support everything we want to do. Don't go out and execute, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, and so the next bit, so we have this kind of seven-part company structure, which is about purpose, people, systems, innovation, products, money, and growth. So we've covered purpose, people, systems, innovation, and products. The next section is about money. How's the money for this going to work? How does it play out in terms of ins and outs on the money front?
With our proof of concept with the Screaming Eagles, we raised $2 million from angels, strategic friends and family, really kind of bootstrap startup over 2 years to build the technology platform, buy and run the team concept. After coming out of that, what we were really looking at was going down the strategic route. We were going to go do a strategic or venture raise for the league, and ended up actually really how well blockchain and kind of this tokenization of what we were building fit in. Obviously, ICO market is hot. $4 billion have been raised. There's more money flowing there than there is from the venture world, and it's really hard to go get venture. I've raised venture before. Easy process. Not to say that raising money is ever easy, but I think what's beautiful about what's happening in the world around, especially in the crypto world and this tokenization of things, is that you're now able to tap into the people that are passionate about the network you're building and the cryptocurrency and the token you're building, whether they're passionate about football, whether they're passionate about video games, raise that from venture. But to be able to tap into that with is something that really appealed to us and we thought was the right place. So right now we're raising sale. It's on Indiegogo, which is partnered with a company called Micro Ventures. For $3 million, we have a $5 million cap. Our public offering late January, early February is what we're targeting. Hard cap of somewhere between $25 and $30 million. That's more than enough money for us to go out and build this league, give us a couple of years of runway. To put this all together. One of the innovations that we're doing expenses in a traditional sports league teams in one facility. So rather than being spread out across 8 different markets and trying to manage 8 different teams and 8 different arena leases, we call it a league in a box. So let's bring all the teams to one facility rather than an arena that we don't own, we don't control. We have to pay high rent to play in. Big warehouse, and we're going to build a production studio, and we're going to build a high-tech production studio with a football field in it. We're going to play our games. So our games are going to be fan. Maybe we'll have 500 people, maybe we'll have 1,000 people. It'll be a television studio audience of fans that want to come see the game in real life. But this is for the digital fan. That's what we want to create. We've run numbers. I mean, we can save 60, 70 from a traditional team by putting all 8 teams in one facility and resources and sharing staff. Is a big expense for sports teams. So that's kind of the model. From a fundraising standpoint, we just started 5 days. We've just been doing our 5 days. It's been going really well. And to your point, the world. We're not pretending that we're blockchain experts. We brought some great people in. Steve Marioff is an advisor to us and helping us network the space. Who's a co-founder and CEO of Vonage. And then the co-founder of Bancor, Galia and AL, we're working with them and they've helped us really kind of understand the space and make sure that we're talking to the right people. But we think we have, you mentioned it, this is a really unique application of blockchain and tokenization. Real world appeal, right? There are there's hundreds of millions of American football fans. There's billions of sports fans. Fly and bring onto the blockchain and into a crypto and token, by just doing something that they do every day, which is watch sports, right? So, unique opportunity of what we're building. I think we've got a big opportunity ahead of us, and we got to stay laser focused on building this league. But I think the world is open to us from a sports standpoint and execute the way we think we will with the FCFL.
Incredible that you guys have managed to pull in people Ethereum to advise you on your blockchain aspects of the project. That's just like, oh, that's incredible. And it's commendable as well that you say, you're not experts in blockchain. In fact, like I don't think like 99.999% of the world can basically say that as well. I only know like a handful of people who really know it properly. So it's just like a new technology and still being like discovered properly and even by developers. So just tell me a little bit more about, in terms of, let's say, I'm interested in investing into your ICO, and I'm looking to put in a few $1,000 into this. What is my monetary money incentive here. I understand I'm bought in on the sort of innovation and how the system is going to work and the product. Here I'm looking now, I'm sort of a punter, as in like investor. You know, what am I getting for my, let's say, $5,000? You know.
So we're building on Ethereum. So it's an ERC20 token that we're offering. We haven't set the price of we're going to set it during the ICO, but we know that we're going to have a fixed amount of tokens. So it's going to be somewhere between 500 million and 1 billion tokens. And the goal is to have a token price of somewhere between 5 and 10 cents. So we'll have a max of 10 cents and a minimum of 5 cents. That will be to a billion tokens. And like I said, our hard cap is that $25 to $30 million range is where we're going to fall. The investment, I think what you're investing in is you're investing in what we're building in terms of a community, because there's a limited amount of tokens. The more teams, we don't plan having 8 teams. We're going to start with 8 teams. Add teams to the league. What we'd love to do is actually, we call it a league in a box. We'd love to have a box in Europe. We'd love to have a box in Asia. We'd love to have a box in Australia. And so, we envision this being kind of a global sport, 4 or 5 locations. And we have, 30 teams, 32 teams in this league. And so as that grows and as the network grows, there'll be more and more uses for fan token and more ways for people to be able to use it for the league itself.
All right. So that covers the money aspect. And the last and final bit, but not least, is growth. How are you guys planning to grow in terms of sales and marketing? What are your thoughts there?
Well, I think the biggest one that we're going to leverage is going to be this announcement that we'll have sometime in January. Partner. This is not a small announcement. I mean, this is somebody that has tens of millions of active daily or active monthly users, and a built-in community of people that are used to consuming content, right? So we're going to be promoting the league. We're going to be a big deal on this platform, getting into this platform. So we're going to distribution. At the end of the day, there are lots of little sports leagues out there. They usually see those little sports leagues are the local cities that they play in, right? Mm-hmm. So we get a chance to tap into an established platform that has 100 million users from around the world. Promoting our content, they're going to be promoting our league. This is a first of its kind, so I think you can go kind of look at what the press that we were able to garner with the Screaming Eagles. We had press from the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times and Slate Magazine and Sports Illustrated and every major sports publication. So, like I said, timing is good for us because people want to write about this. It's a unique offering. It's a unique concept. Our token sale was up in the New York Times and Forbes magazine. First ever token offering on Indiegogo. Indiegogo wanted to work with us because of the unique offering that we had that was actually more tailored to a normal audience rather than directly focused on the crypto world. So I think is we have something that I think it's an easy story to tell, and it's something that identify with. And so you can tell your friend, and if you tell your friend about EOS to a buddy of yours that doesn't know what crypto is, there's no clue, right? So, but try to tell your friend about the fan-controlled football league and fan-controlled football league. He's like, "What? Fans controlling football? I'm in." So, to me, our opportunity for this is huge word of mouth. We already have a built-in audience of tens of thousands of fans that followed us from days. And then really leveraging our partners. The other two big announcements we're going to make in early 2018. Company that's actually going to be not only producing the games themselves, producing other content. So shoulder content, following home the players. Some following some of the fans, documentaries on the fans and how the fans are interacting. So we don't look at this as just game day. We look at this as kind of a true sports entertainment property and pumping content constantly because of, with fans being such an active and integral, everything about these players, right? We've even talked about having a 24/7 channel cameras on the guys, and you get to see what they do whenever they do it. So those are the types of things that we're going to build. So again, it's really going to be a big part of it's going to be organic. I think a big part of it's going to be earned media. We've had tremendous success with earned media. I don't think that that's going to change anytime soon. And ambassadors. I mean, we have diehard, passionate fans. Really some of these guys spend 3 hours a day streaming Eagles and the fan-controlled football league, and they're not getting paid. Some of those guys are paying us to participate at that level, and that's the level of passion that they have for the concept. So I think it's a mixture of having really great partnerships, having already established a trust in fans, and then it's about word of mouth, really fostering that community. When people get excited, they tell their buddy, and buddy's going to have fun. So that's what we want to grow.
Makes perfect sense, and some of these things are just naturally viral and growing and feed on themselves, which is great. Just a final question before we wrap up. People from around the world welcome to participate in the ICO, and does it all go via Indiegogo? And how was that experience of Indiegogo to do the ICO? Tell us a little bit about that, and just kind of a shout out in terms of where people can find out more about you and what you're really looking for. Yeah.
To kind of find us, the website is fcfl.io. So Fan Controlled Football League, fcfl.io. It's on Telegram under the same thing, and all of our social FL. Working with Indiegogo, if you go to ico.indiegogo.com, or actually if you go to any page on Indiegogo, they've got a banner at the top announcing that they're doing token sales now. So, and click through, we're currently only offering, the first and only offering. They're really focused on our campaign right now. The process has been great. It is open to anybody, both the United States and outside of the United States. Or outside of the U.S., you do not have to be what we call in the U.S. an accredited investor, although it does depend on country. So some countries are blocked. Is obviously blocked from participating at the moment. But the platform itself, I think, is great. From a regulatory standpoint, one of the reasons we really chose to go with Indiegogo and their partner Microventures to do this right. We know that there's a lot of regulation and not a lot of regulation and a lot of gray area. And we wanted to make sure that we went out and had a compliant offering. So currently we're offering our tokens on a SAFT, similar to a lot of companies out there that are raising money right now. Our pre-sale is a SAFT offering through utility token. So when we do our ICO, it will be a true utility token. It will be delivered 4 to 6 weeks after we wrap up the ICO. And anybody will be just like they can now, but right now the minimums are set at $500 for some with Indiegogo and Microventures. So the minimum investment size right now on the platform is $500.
And so just one more last question. Is the token going to be eventually on exchanges so that it can be traded on exchanges?
We're not actively seeking that out at the moment. We're really focused on building it, but again, it's an ERC20 token. We think this is going to be a really successful offering. The exchanges tend to put on the tokens that have a lot of people following them and are excited about them. So it's not something, because it's a utility token, it's not something that we can go out and actively pursue. But most companies, if they tell you that they're going to get it listed, they don't know if they're going to get it listed. It's up to the exchange, not up to the company. So it's not something that we can go actively pursue because it is a utility token surrounding that. But it is an ERC20 token and easily and used on the network.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for participating in this conversation. And I really wish you all the best with your venture. I got really bumped through this conversation. And, you know, it's like you just score, like I'm running sort of a score in my mind in terms of the purpose, you know, people, systems, innovation, products, money, growth. You score very highly in each one of those areas. And I just wish I could get like involved in this, like, you know, just gonna help out, be some sort of like T-boy or something.
Well, you can, absolutely. That's what it's about, man. We want involvement from everybody. You're more than welcome. We'd love to help.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of the day and week. And let's keep in touch. All right. Bye-bye. Bye.